So now I get nominated for the Temptations, and Joanne and I are there to go. And as we're walking in, she says, I just want you to be honest about this with yourself. You're really not going to win for a musical. Okay. You got that? And I said, yeah, no, we're here to have a good time. That's all, this is not. So as we're walking in, this guy comes up to me, and he's got beautiful blown back hair and a shawl tuxedo, and we shake hands, and he's got a French accent. And Joanne goes, who's that? I said, he directed the miniseries about Joan of Arc that I'm up against. She goes, see, he's going to win. Look at him, So now we get further, and this distinguished gentleman comes up to me, and we shake hands, and all of a sudden she goes, who's that? I says, I forgot his name. He's one of the most famous television directors, and he has done the movie with Don Cheadle and Literacy in Prisons. And she goes, he's going to win. No way. You're going to beat Joan of Arc and Literacy in Prisons with a bunch of guys singing My Girl, right? So now we're sitting there, and the show's going on, and for the Temptation, the winner is Allan Arkush. And I look at her, and she goes, holy shit, you won. I don't remember anything. As I'm walking off the stage, somehow or other, Tracy Ullman helps me get up the stairs and gives me a kiss. I remember nothing of this. I saw the videotape, and now I'm in front of the microphone. And within a half a second, the sign comes up and says, hurry up, And so, and it's like so intense, but I did remember to give thanks to my wife, to Joanne. And I remember what I said. I said, and most of all, I want to thank the person who's my sunshine on a cloudy day, Joanne. But I forgot to thank Smokey Robinson.
I suppose getting nominated for an Academy Award was a defining moment where I felt like, all that hard work and sacrifice was finally culminated in being able to work on Star Wars and be associated with that whole group of successful filmmakers.
But you've won other filmmaking, editing awards, but this was the first time you were nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that was a defining moment.
What was it like going to that ceremony? So what's it like showing up at the Oscar ceremony? That was actually my last question.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I mean, you get all, first you panic about your dress or whatever you're going to wear, and then you get there and you realize, well, no one's looking at me because there are people out there and, movie stars and, but once you let go and just kind of look around, it's a great party to be invited to. It's really fun. It was really fun. It's like a giant game show. And if you're lucky enough, they're like, come on down, get your gold statue. And if you're not, you just enjoy the food and the crowd.
I was working so hard doing so many things, like 5 different kinds of things a day. And oh my God, I got to go to the Academy Awards. And I took a shower and put on I got a dress that would move. It would walk with me. It had a slit in the front and the side and the back. So I could go upstairs and sideways and anyway. And I won it. And I didn't think I would win that night because, what's her name? I won the one for the New York Award. And the other one, actress, had won for Carnal Knowledge in LA. And so that night, I hadn't even been mentioned, I won.
Did you prepare your thank you? Did you prepare your thank you speech, or did you just wing it?
Oh, I winged it. I don't know how to speak. You can tell.
Yeah.
No, that's good, because I've been asking different people. So I've been interviewing people, directors and cinematographers and people, and they tell me about their Oscar experience. So I've got a little snippet from you on the dress.
Well, went up there and you have to say something. All these people out there, you have to say something. Oh my God.
Like, thank you.
Well,
Wasn't it, you had it was your speech, your thank you, that they started getting the hook after that because you went on forever. You were thanking
Oh, she got the hook?
Yeah. No, they didn't. They didn't have it at that time.
Oh.
So she just kept going and going and going. And she was talking about her piano teacher when she was 7 and, you know,
the people
all the way
who
back
helped
then.
me
Throughout your entire career.
Well, they were my teachers.
How old were you?
At that time,
Mm-hmm.
about 18.
Okay.
I was out of the country at the time.
Oh.
I didn't even know she'd gotten the award till a month later.
What is it like to go to the Emmys? I hate to disappoint you, but it's really boring. First of all, you have to get all dressed up and made up in the afternoon. It's usually very hot. And then you have to go and sit through a bunch of really boring speeches. And like you probably didn't eat beforehand, and then you can't eat during, and you're trapped in your seat. And it just goes on and on and on. And that's if you win. So imagine if you lose, how boring it is. And we won. And also I had a good line that people remembered afterwards, because when I got up there and everybody had like a moment to say something or whatever, I said, "I think my deodorant just failed me," which was a line from a commercial at the time. So everyone laughed. And then after the after party, we were seated at a table with Roger Moore, which was exciting for me because I was always a fan of The Saint on television and also James Bond, so he was very charming. And then the other story was when we lost. They had sort of changed the categories, so it was a year of experimenting with trying to make fewer categories or something, and so we lost to Steve and Edie Gourmet Salute Irving Berlin, which was in the same category as Saturday Night Live as comedy variety. I don't understand this, but that's who we lost to. And so when we lost, I said, "Steve and fucking Edie," and these two little heads in front of me turned around, and it was their sons. And I was like, "Ooh." And as we were going out, they said, "Oh, we're their sons." And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And they said, no, we thought it was funny. And then they said, "We also thought it was funny when you said that dolphins were smarter than they were." Which had been an early thing on the show where we had a list of people who dolphins were smarter than. And Steve and Edie had been in the list.
I won an Emmy. I did win an Emmy for the photography I did on the one and only time that I actually directed and photographed something. It was a movie for Showtime called Our America, and so I won an Emmy for photographing that. I've won a couple of Image Awards, I think for Treme and something else. It's always nice, it's nice to go get the awards, but it's always kind of a pain in the neck. You gotta get a tuxedo. I like wearing shorts and slippers at home. Getting dressed up. I do it when I got it.
For 13, we had multiple awards. I couldn't tell you everyone. We even went to the Academy Awards for 13. Holly got nominated for Academy Award. We did Golden Globes. We did everything, Independent Spirit Awards. But the craziest one would probably be the MTV Award with Rob and Kristen and the whole cast. And, everybody's all dressed up, super fun. And, it's just so much energy, over the top energy, with the MTV Awards. And that I think we got like 5 awards, like best kiss and, best action sequence and everything. Yeah.
That was it. So the awards were those were exciting things. Of course, they're exciting things to go to.
Yeah, you get to get dressed up, and people do your hair and makeup, and the stylist on Twilight helps you find clothes that you look good in. It's like you get the star treatment. I mean, it's outrageous. I never expected anything like that to happen to me.
The thing is, I watch the Academy Awards because I want to hear what they have to say, because of how long it took them till they got to walk up on that stage and hold a gold statue. Most filmmakers, it takes a lifetime to actually make it to that point. That's why when they say the nomination is the award, that's really true. Because man, it took a long time for me to get there. And so I didn't feel the pressure that I had to win. But when I watch somebody go up there, I want to hear their speech more than I want to hear and watch a dance number that has nothing to do with anything. I thought it was really, they give the men more time to speak than the women. And I know because I've been there. And I just think it's really, I don't know. I just think it's really wrong. I think that they could shave off a lot of time and let people make their too long speech. And if Cloris Leachman wants to talk for way too long, I say she's allowed. I mean, when Rita Moreno was up there last year, like, I wanted Rita to go on for at least another 5 minutes because she's a legend. And so for those people in particular, we need to hear who they're thanking, because nobody makes it alone. Nobody gets up there because they just miraculously did it. I mean, on the day, yes, in my profession, I'm the one that's standing in front of the camera, but I'm not there alone. And so I like to hear them thank their mom and their agents and because sometimes this is a long-suffering agent, like they finally got him a good job, the people that work with them professionally, but more their personal thanks to those who supported them while they went to acting school, or those who loaned them money when they couldn't get a job. And so when someone walks up on the stage to get an award, they are trailed by an entire family of people, be it their chosen family or those they were born into. So I like to hear those stories, and I think that kind of speech is really well-deserved and important to hear, because nobody gets there alone.